Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. Today, we'll be doing another landscape painting. And yes, yesterday I just did the tutorial and today, this morning, I just want to do another one. So let's begin now guys, and let me tell you the colors that we'll be using for today's simple landscape painting. We will only be using 6 colors today. So we have, of course, black, burnt sienna, titanium white, cadmium yellow, phthalo green, green oxide. That's it. So let's begin now. And I'll be underpainting first my canvas. I'm using a 14 by 16 canvas. And yes, so I'll be using dark green for the background color or the underpainting. So I'm gonna get my phthalo green plus black. Alright, like this. And I'm just gonna color the background with this color. Don't worry too much about this stage because this is just the underpainting. We just want to make sure that the background is covered with green colors so that we don't leave those small spaces. And you can even go in different directions. It doesn't have to be in any particular direction. Just paint it dark green, guys. I think underpainting is the most fun part of painting, because you really don't have to worry about anything, really. just go with it. So I think I have to stop right here because everything down here will be the land part or the foreground. So right, like that. And I'm gonna allow that first to dry. I don't have my hair dryer with me today because I kind of somehow predict that I really don't need it this time. Alright, so I'm gonna underpaint the land portion where the trees will go. So I'm gonna get my burnt sienna, add a tiny bit of mid yellow and white, like this color. Maybe add black to make it quite muted. Alright, this color, guys. And let's start. Alright. Just paint it this way. I also have a palette knife with me because I feel like I'm gonna use it for the trees. Alright, like that. This is just the underpainting. Alright, wash your brush out. Okay, now I'm gonna get my phthalo green, just phthalo, maybe just to cover the rest of the space that we have here. Just like that. Okay, I'm gonna darken my background again once more. Just use green and black. I think I got so much black in there, but just make the second layer. Alright, like that. Okay, let's just allow the colors to dry a bit. They don't have to like dry, super dry. Just dry enough for us to be able to put another layer of painting for detailing now, because we're going there right now. Alright, so I'm gonna use a different brush because this number 12 brush is quite big for details. So I'm just gonna use a square brush. I think this is actually big as well, but I'm just gonna try using this one. So let's do first our trees, guys, or the tree trunks. So I'm gonna get my black and then burnt sienna, a lot of it, like this color. Alright, maybe more black. So make it dark brown colors. Alright, maybe more. Sorry guys. Alright, so I'm gonna make some huge trees in the foreground. Perfect color. This is exactly the color that I want. Alright, it's gonna go up. So we'll be covering, you know, honestly, we'll be covering the background green colors that we had earlier. But for purposes of making this done, you know, the background done, I had to cover everything, even if I knew that I'll be painting over it. It's the underpainting anyway, that's why it's called the underpainting. So next, I hope you can see that in the camera, on the camera, because I cannot really see it like up close. But anyway. Right, next tree trunk. Alright, these are quite big trees. Alright, okay, same color. Alright, we'll be doing the same thing right here. You can make it, you can use just burnt sienna on the right side because the light will be coming from the left side. Therefore, the trees on the right side will be highlighted, so you can use lighter colors on the right side. Alright, same color guys. Next. Actually, I'll be adding a tiny bit of yellow to my color so that you can actually see it when I'm doing the underpainting. Doesn't really matter, doesn't bother me at all. Alright, like that. Okay, so I'm gonna use the same color, maybe add tiny bit of yellow. Because as we go farther, the trees become lighter in color. And as we go farther, the size of the tree trunks appear smaller or thinner because of perspective. Alright, and then make some small trees. Like that, maybe that's enough. So just make the tree trunks, of course, touch the ground. Right, like that. Okay, so I think we can go with the leaves. All right. Okay. I forgot to get my round stiff brush, guys, that I'm using, or my foliage brush. It's in my storage room, but I won't bother myself getting it anymore. For those who don't have it, let's do another technique or another paintbrush for that technique. So I'll be using my my 12 in doing the foliage because it's quite stiff. It's stiff enough for me to create the foliage that I want. So just get your round stiff brush if you have it. I'm usually using my foliage brush, but I want to show you now since I don't have it here. I don't want to get it. I don't want to, you know, make a trip to the storage room just to get that brush. I'll just make use of what I have here. So just get your round stiff brush or any brush that has stiff bristles, and you can use that for foliage. So let me check if I'm recording. Of course I am. All right, so let's begin doing the foliage now. I'm just gonna, all right, yellow paint. I'm just gonna get my mid yellow and then my green oxide, like so. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of burnt sienna to that to make it more muted. So I'm just gonna start dabbing on some. Right, make sure that your brush is quite dry. Should not be like super dry, just damp. All right. So I'm just gonna begin. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. So I'm just gonna begin doing this kind of motion. I'm gonna add more yellow. So just dab on some greeny colors. Some yellow colors, I mean. Alright, I'm gonna use my phthalo green, just phthalo. It's not really obvious. So I'm just gonna dab. I really hope I don't change my mind in going to my storage room and getting my foliage brush. It's quite alright. Anyway, I think I can do without it. Alright, I'm gonna get more green oxide. Oh, that's why we haven't done the details on the tree trunks. That's why I feel like there's something wrong. So alright, I'm gonna get my black color. So get your black. I want to make some spaces. We don't want it to be just green. There should be some spaces in between those foliage or leaves. We don't want it to be just green. And then you can go back to your yellows. Alright, for now, let's allow that paint to dry. So I'm gonna wash my brush out and make it dry so that we can use that for foliage detailing later. Okay, so I'm gonna make some more details on the tree trunks. That's why our leaves are not visible, because the tree trunks are overpowering. So I'm gonna get my brown, burnt sienna. I'm gonna add yellow, which I already ran out of. Alright, so I'm gonna get my brown and yellow. Alright, just mix. And I'm gonna get my palette knife. This time we'll be using our palette knife. I'm just gonna dab on to my burnt sienna plus yellow. You don't have to mix them well. Just have them like together, not super blended. I'm gonna use the edge of my palette knife to create some details on the trees. Like so. just make some vertical palette knife applications. And of course, this is not yet the final look. We'll only be, we are just in the stage of, like stage 1. Alright, and then I'm gonna use the same color. Right here, but this time I'll be using my fingers just to blend a little, because so this time I'm gonna add white to our brownie colors to make some light colors like that. And then I'm just gonna use my fingers to kind of blend. And we're starting to play with the light. Does not make sense right now, right? Doesn't make sense to me, even to me. But we'll keep going. Because we really haven't done the details, that's why. We're gonna highlight the left side of the trees from the right side, because this is where the light is hitting the tree trunks. Right, like that. Here, this time I'll be making some horizontal highlights like so. And then I'll be getting my black. Okay, same color. I'll be using my black to make some more details here. Okay, and then I'm gonna get again my light brown. I think this is the so just make some vertical horizontal palette knife applications. Here. All right, and then we're going to leave it like that for now. Let's go to the land portion. So I'm gonna get my white and lighten my brownie colors right here. And I'm gonna use that to lighten some areas. Actually, this is not light enough. Remember that the light is coming from the left side. So just make some light, like streaks of light. Like so. Okay, I'm gonna make some more light browny colors and apply it on the left side of our trees from the right side, thereby highlighting our trees here. Like so. As well here. Just try to highlight like so. Okay, again. Here. All right, and then we're going to highlight the right side, the left side of the left tree, of the left, of the trees on the left. All right, because this is where the light is actually hitting the trees. Some more highlights. I feel like it needs more highlights. All right, like that. And then let's go back to doing some more highlights down here. All right, and then let's create some more details. I'll be using a square brush. Let's get some burnt sienna and then tiny bit of black. All right, and let's darken some areas. Let's create some shadows. Let's create some shadows. Here. So, okay, I'm gonna get some brownie colors. I'm just gonna lightly apply that to the light portion because we don't want to suggest that the road is flat. There should be some bumps. You can even add fallen leaves. I think I will. All right, like that. Okay, now let's go back to doing some more foliage because that will add more life to this. I'm gonna get my white and then mix that with the yellow greeny color, so it's like light yellow. Let's do some highlight foliage, meaning they are foliage but they will serve as the foliage that is being hit by the sunlight. And I'm gonna go right here in the middle to suggest light at the end of the tunnel. Some light greeny colors. Again, I'm using the tip of my brush. For those who want to know how to do some foliage without that foliage brush that I usually use. Alright, so this is how I do it. I'm gonna get my green oxide. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of burnt sienna to that. I want some browny greeny colors. We don't want too green because it's just not realistic. I'm gonna get my black, guys. I need to create some more space. All right, like that. Okay. I'm gonna use this black to just darken the shadows, like so. Okay, wash your brush out. This is actually nice already, right? Oh, I like it. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, when I like my painting, I get excited, and we're just what? 30 minutes. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Alright, now I'm gonna get my pure cad yellow or mid yellow, whatever you want to call it, and then I'm gonna add white. Let's do some more highlighted foliage. Do not overdo this step because we don't want this to be like super yellow forest. We just want some hints of like peeking through those foliage. And remember to go in different directions, because the more random the application is, the more like realistic they become or they appear. I'm gonna add burnt sienna to my yellowish color, green oxide, and then let's start doing some more foliage. Oops, that's a huge blob. I'm just gonna apply it like that. Alright, and then I'm gonna go back to using my ordinary square brush. I will try to make some details using my square brush. I'm just gonna make some negative spaces right here. So I'm just adding black, and I'm trying to apply some black colors in between those foliage. We don't want it to be like without spaces in between. That looks weird. Right, and then you can, okay, I'm gonna make some like grasses. Just make some suggestion of grasses, and you can even add, you know, those tiny vines already around the tree trunks. It suggests the age of the tree when you add like little plants growing. Right? I hope I'm making sense. Alright, so let's make some, I'm gonna get my black. Let's just make some separation. Let's just darken the lowest portion, or the bottommost portion of the trees, to see the connection between the trees and the ground. Like that. Like that. I'm gonna lighten this area. Like so. Like that. Again, suggestion of light. right? Oh, this is nice. Gosh. Right? I like it. Okay, I'm gonna get my burnt sienna. Let's add some small, oops, sorry. I said burnt sienna and then I dabbed onto my white. Wow. All right, let's add some brownie colors. Brownie spots. These are random. Do not make them look like you plan to. There's a pattern. Make them random. And then black. Like that. Like that. All right, let's go back to using our palette knife. I'm gonna get my burnt sienna. I'm gonna add white. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of yellow. Okay, again, white. Let's make some details on the ground. So I'm just gonna tap like that. And let's make some patterns on the soil, making the soil a little rough, you know. It doesn't have to be like super flat because this painting is more of like in the forest more than anywhere else. So like that. All right. After applying that, I'm gonna get my just brown. And we'll be doing some more light later. We'll be painting over this. All right, like that. And then get your black. Right. Because I really want the soil part to be quite rough. I don't want it to be like street, flat, and concrete. So now, let's go back to highlighting and make some light. Get your white. Let's just try to go back. Like so. I love it. I'm just gonna add more details. And I really want the trees to look more natural. Alright. I'm gonna get my white and I just want to make some glazing right here. Like that. This. Oh, I love this painting. Gosh. Let's make some more suggestion. All right. Okay, we can actually go back to the foliage. We can add more. I'm gonna add some twigs. So get your brown and white and yellow. Let's try. Like so. I'm gonna use black this time. Alright, and then I'm gonna make some more foliage. So I'm gonna get my phthalo green, then yellow. Let's try to make some more foliage. Like so. Okay, I'm gonna use some darker colors. like that. Okay, I'm gonna get my yellow-brown mixture, right? And I'm gonna use a lot of water. I just want to glaze some areas, make it appear quite yellowish, brownish. Like so. And then white. Just a little more detail, guys, and we're done. Okay, just a little more. And I think we're done. Right, guys? I have to sign this now. I'm gonna use black. We're done. We're done, guys. Gosh, this is nice, right? So you can actually go a little more detailed if you want, but I think for me this is all right. Like, I can actually end this video right now, but I don't know, I feel like I need some more detailing. Just some tiny details. I'm gonna use white. I haven't used white for the foliage. Right, I forgot. So I'm just applying white, especially to those yellowish colors. Just apply white. Okay. I'm just lightening this. And I think we're done. That's it, guys. That's it. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. This is very simple. I don't think we had trouble with anything. Landscapes are my favorite paintings to do. So see you in my next video, guys. Look at my hand.